Hey everybody, welcome back. So today we're going to be making a simple personalised cake topper from Cardstock. So first of all we need to start off by inserting some text. So this one is for a 16th birthday, so I'm just typing that out now, and then I'm going to change the font to be a cursive one. Two of my favourite fonts for these are Hey Butterfly and October Twilight, which I've recently purchased from Creative Fabrica. It was $8, which works out to be about £6. That's pretty good. And that's the one I'm going to use for this cake topper. As you can see, it's a really swirly, lovely looking font. So I'm just going to resize that so it fits on my screen a bit better and ungroup that. So now all my letters are individual, so I can start to rearrange them into the arrangement that I want them to be for my cake topper. So I'm just going to group each word together. It just makes it a bit easier to move it around the screen. I'm just going to make each one a separate line. I'll just quickly say that the reason that I bought this font was because I like to sell them in my shop and I need a commercial license for that, and the free download on Font doesn't come with that, so that's the reason why I have paid for this one. Now I've got each line, I'm going to start to move each letter individually closer to one another just to make it into the cursive arrangement. And I'm just going to move this eye up to the top because we need to detach the little dot from on the top of the eye. So I'm going to slice that off. So get a circle and make it a little bit smaller. Pop it over the dot on your eye. Make sure you're not going to touch the main body of the letter, and then select both of those items and then come down to the bottom right on the screen and click on slice. And then now we can pull these bits away and delete them. That's the grey part, and then this is the dot for the eye. So I'll just carry on rearranging all my letters, but I'm going to leave the dot up the top out of the way separately for now. So here I'm just trying to create as many touch points as I can with each of my numbers, because I've got to obviously make the 16 and the T and the H together. I need it to be quite sturdy, so it's a good idea to just mess around with it as much as you need to. Don't rush and try and get it finished. Just take your time, move things around, and just make sure that you're happy with the arrangement. Sometimes the first arrangement you might think, oh, that's really good, and then when you've got it all together you'll think, actually it doesn't work because there's not enough touch points to make it sturdy. So just mess about with it as much as you like. And you can change your sizes and stuff as many times as you need to. There's no rush. So once I'm happy with the placement, I'm just going to select all my letters in each word and just group them together. This just makes it a little bit easier to move them around, and then I also know that I can still ungroup them if I need to move them, so I'm not going to weld them just yet. So I've got my 16 and my th, and I'm going to make those a bit bigger because I like that to be a bit more of a focal point. So I'm just going to unlock the padlock and drag it to make it a little bit bigger. Then I'll just do the same with the TH. I'm not measuring it to a specific size just yet. We'll do that at the end, and then we'll just ungroup it because I'm not quite happy with the way that's sitting. And then group it back together. Okay, so let's just resize the other words. Again, just so that I think they look nice. There's no science to it, no measurements just yet. Remember to get as many touch points as you can with a cake topper. It makes it a little bit more sturdy. And this is one of the reasons why I've grouped each word, each number and stuff into separate groups, because then I can make them bigger depending on where they're going to make the most touch points on the actual cake topper. So do you remember our little detached dot from our eye? Now we're going to use that. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger because, of course, if it was still attached where it was, it would be floating in midair, and obviously when it cuts on the machine, it's not going to be anywhere. So what we need to do is just make it a touch bigger, and then we need to attach it onto a piece of the cake topper. So I'm just going to stick it on this B, and it works really well. Sometimes it looks a bit out of line, but it's actually pretty good placement there. and then we can select all and we can weld. It's really important that you choose weld and not group or attach or anything like that. Now you can see here we've got a problem. The B has gone black, and the reason for that is because the top of the H is too close to it, so we need to just move it down a touch. Just do that, go back to it. It's still touching, then we can group it again and weld it, and that's fixed that problem. So now I'm just going to resize the cake topper. 18.386 is too big for one of these, so I like to go for about 14.5 centimetres across. So I'm just going to do that, and then I am going to copy and paste and then flip that horizontally, so essentially that's mirroring it. And then I'm going to go to make it, and my card is A4, so I'm just going to go onto the A4 setting there, and I'm going to move this one onto the same piece so it's utilising one piece. Now I might have to mess about with it, as you can see it doesn't fit quite, so I'm going to move it over a little bit so it's not touching the Y. Okay, that's fine, I'm happy with that, and then I'm going to go to continue. So the next screen is choosing your material. So I'm just going to go to browse all materials, and then I'm going to type cardstock into the search box and just see what comes up. Okay, so this is 250 GSM. This setting here for heavy cardstock is 270 GSM, so we're going to try that one. I would usually use poster board setting because I like that one and I know it works really well. This is a bit of a test, as this is the first time I've used this sort of card from Hobbycraft, so we'll see how it cuts on this setting, and then if it's not that good I might try again using the poster board setting and see if it does make a difference. Okay, the cut has finished, so what I'm going to do before ejecting my mat is just check that the card has indeed been cut all the way through. So just go to the machine and lift the card slightly, and this has cut all the way through. So I'm going to then eject my mat and we're ready to start putting it together. Okay, so let's start by just flipping the mat over and trying to get the main body of the piece of card off. So I'm just going to really carefully peel it away. And I'm just going to do that until I've got the whole piece of card off. As you can see, the cake topper is actually coming with it. Now, I don't know why, but for some reason this piece of card stuck so well to the mat. I needed to use my spatula to help me get it off. It caused me a nightmare. It took ages. I'm going to speed it up. I'm going to put the whole footage in so you can see, but it was a bit of a nightmare to get off the mat. And also, the card is glitter effect, so it doesn't actually have any glitter. It's not like a rough glitter or a fixed glitter. And the sparkly bits on it were coming off on my hand, and I don't know if that's because of the stickiness of the mat or anything like that. It could have been. To be honest, not really a big fan of this card so far. Now I'm just going to carry on the weeding process. This is really similar to when you're doing it with vinyl. So just get all the void pieces out of your letters and in between them, and just be careful that you don't tear it. It's looking pretty good now that I've got them off the mat. I did lose a tiny little swirly bit, which is actually still stuck to the mat, which I'm going to get and I will stick that on afterwards. Now, the reason that I cut two pieces and mirrored the one, there's that little piece, was because I don't think that one piece of this card is going to be thick enough or sturdy enough to go onto a cake. So I print two, and then what I'm going to do is use an old mat to stick them together, because if they are stuck down and just being held steadily when you're sticking it together, it's easier. So all I do is just put one face down and then I'll stick it down to this. This is a light grit mat. It's been used loads. It's not that sticky, but it's sticky enough for this. And what I'm going to do is give it a bit of a roll just to make sure it's nice and flat. And then I use, so for this part you can use whatever glue you want. I use a repositionable sticky spray, just make sure when you are using this sort of thing that you do it in a well ventilated area, because it does smell pretty bad. And I just give it a really light spray over the top and then start to position the other piece of the cake topper on the top. When you're doing this, if you place the one that will be the back of the cake topper onto the bottom and then put the front facing one on the top, you'll be able to make sure that you've got no white outline showing. You may sometimes get a really thin piece of the white of the backing showing, but just be careful and use a tool like I am now just to make sure that they're in the right position. And then once you've got them all together, if you just get your roller, or if you haven't got a roller, just put something flat on the top and give it a really good press down just to make sure that it's really stuck well together. So here's that little curly bit, so I'm just going to give it a little spray on its own, and then I'm going to use my tweezers to pop it on where it's meant to be. Luckily it's at the back so you won't see it. So I'm just making a few adjustments now to the centres of the letters where it should have cut out, but it didn't cut that well. I don't know if it's the setting or the card, so I might try again later, but I'm quite pleased with how it's turned out. It looks alright. So now what I need to do is pop this onto a skewer. You can either use a skewer like you'd use for a kebab or in a barbecue, or a lot of people use a drink stirrer, like a plastic one, which you can buy on Amazon, I think. I use the bamboo skewers. So while my glue gun is just heating up, I'm just going to play around with the positioning of where I'm going to put the stick. I'm going to try to get it on one of the thicker pieces on the cake topper. So what I'm going to do is use my mat and line it up nice and straight so that when I've got the glue on the stick, I will know exactly where it's going to go and what line I'm sticking onto. Okay, so this is heated up, I think. Let's just give it a bit of a squish and see. And there we go. Let's get a bit onto the stick and then carefully pop it on the line and hold it down until it's set. It doesn't take very long to set. Don't mess about because it will be hard before you know it, and then it won't stick enough to start again. And then I just use a orange stick for like when you're doing your nails and stuff, just to spread out the glue. Just try not to get it onto any pieces that are visible. I have got that a little bit, so what I'm going to do is get my very sharp X-Acto knife and I'm just going to carefully cut away the bits that you may be able to see. Now I'm just going to clip off the end of the skewer just to make it about 6 inches long, and it's all done. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please drop me a like below, maybe comment and subscribe. Thanks again. Bye.